What's up, guys? Your friendly neighborhood Brallus here. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I kind of wanted to do more of a discussion video because I definitely feel like I'm not the only one who feels like this nowadays. And if you guys have noticed, there's this ongoing war between us YouTubers versus the legacy games journalism media nowadays. That's very well warranted, and I'm going to go into why I think that is. And I'm going to go into showing you guys some basically bullshit that these journalists are putting out nowadays and hustling out, and why you shouldn't trust them for your game reviews anymore. And this is why a lot of people are flocking to YouTube, guys. This is why people are flocking to people like ACG, Upper Echelon, etc., even Talk Gaming, just to get their honest reviews. Because, guys, we do reviews because we're gamers. We do reviews to let you guys know if a game is worth your money, right? We go out and we spend our money on games that we probably know are gonna suck, or games that we are just not even looking forward to play them, so we can give you guys some insight as to whether or not it's worth spending your money nowadays. Because with how the industry and the practices have been lately, you definitely don't want to pre-order, but you can't trust game companies to put out quality content anymore that's not riddled with microtransactions, that's not riddled with loot boxes, or just broken overall at launch. Look at Anthem, right? Borderlands 3 is having all sorts of launch issues right now, especially for people on PC. So you have to be careful, and that's why we're here. So let's dive into this straight away. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera over right now so you guys can see what I'm going to be talking about. So lately, the latest one is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So there's been a couple different outrage articles put out by Kotaku, IGN, about the white phosphorus, about the even the realism, like the realism aspect of Call of Duty. And I'm going to kind of touch on those one by one quickly and just kind of give you guys some insight as to where these guys are coming from and try to figure out what's going on. So if you look here at this Kotaku article, this one is about the realism. So in this article, I'm not going to read the whole thing for you guys. I'm not the quartering. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give you guys a bare bones rundown of what's going on and why this is an issue. So extra realism makes for slow-paced Modern Warfare beta. So in summary, I read through this article several times, and basically what this person complaining about, who was this? S.E. Doster. I have no idea what that is. Basically what this article is complaining about is how they removed the mini-map, right? And I get it, if you're a hardcore Call of Duty person, right, and you don't want a mini-map, that's fine. They did put it in for the newest beta, the one that just ended. And they're going to have it in, and I know they created a separate mode to where there's no HUD, no map, to appease everybody. But at first they didn't have a map, and people were freaking out about it. And this person in here in this article is complaining that it's making the game more campy. It's making people sit around corners. And guys, it's not. There's a lot of things that go into the campiness of this, right? Because you don't have a mini-map doesn't mean that you can't run around like an asshole, right, and shoot and pew everybody like you can in the other Call of Duties. This game, guys, this Modern Warfare game is going for that realism that they say in quotes aspect, because it wants to be tactical, right? It's going for Battlefield 5 and Battlefield Series' throne, right? And in order to do this, they need to make some adjustments and some changes. Gone are the days, right, of original Modern Warfare where you had to actually think on your feet and you had to be tactical and you had to work for your kill streaks. And the kill streaks didn't do half the work for you. And that's the issue here, is that this person, S.E. Doster or whatever, S.E. Doster, is complaining that because there's no mini-map, people are just going to camp and the gameplay is slower and it's boring. And it's just horseshit. It's like, first of all, get good, right? Get good, like they say for Dark Souls, get good. But second of all, it's like you don't need a mini-map and kill streaks to do everything for you. She even mentions keeping up with the theme of realism. Modern Warfare's operators are, by the way, realism. Modern Warfare's operators are customizable soldiers who don't have any wacky superpowers or weapons like the specialist characters of recent Call of Duty games. Yeah. They don't, because it's Modern Warfare. They're trying to keep it more realistic. They're trying to keep it, more tactical. You have to think on your feet. And what I'm sick and tired of in these Call of Duty games lately is how the kill streaks do half the work for you. You pew till you get a couple, some points from capturing a point or killing somebody. Then you get a kill streak and you just continue, and the game does the rest of the work for you, right? Dogs run around and kill people for you. Drones fly around dropping bombs on fucking players. Like, you don't earn any of that stuff. In this game, guys, I played like 20 hours of these betas combined already, the 2v2 and then the 10v10, 6v6 beta. and it was excellent. It's honestly, I don't ever really pre-order games, but I pre-ordered it just to get in early because I loved it so much. And obviously, I want to make sure I'm giving you guys some honest insight about whether the game's good or not. Because nowadays, there's so many articles slandering this game, and I don't know what the deal is. Like, let's look at this White Phosphorus one, and then we'll go into some juicy details about the author. So John Phipps for IGN wrote this article about Call of Duty and the cruel realities of white phosphorus. And in this, he gives some context, or he has a military veteran in here giving context about the history of white phosphorus. Him himself, his own perspective of it. And guys, we know the story with white phosphorus. It's regulated by international law heavily, right? But so is poisonous gas, right? But poisonous gas is completely against treaty law, but it's still used, right, in war, and it's been used in the last several Call of Duty games. So I don't see where all of a sudden the outrage for white phosphorus is coming from. If this has been an issue in every Modern Warfare game previous, right? You got airstrikes, you got drone strikes, you have all sorts of different strikes in these video games. Over the last several video games, like Call of Duty's especially, and there's been no outrage. Well, why now, right? Why white phosphorus now? There's something going on, guys, in this industry to where they don't want to like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I could be completely wrong. It could just be outrage, manufactured outrage to drive more attention to the game. Because let's be honest, the more Kotaku, the more IGN, GameSpot they complain about Call of Duty, the more it makes me want to buy it, right? So maybe they're doing this on purpose. Maybe they're being, there's a rumor that Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar Games did this with Grand Theft Auto 4, I believe. It was 3, where they paid, they incentivized reviewers, incentivized reviewers to write negative content about the game to drive hype around it. It could be that kind of, marketing campaign again, I don't know. But from what it sounds like, they're creating issues out of nothing, right? So yes, we get it. White phosphorus is a horrible thing, right? Spec Ops: The Line used white phosphorus as well in one of the most realistic depictions where you had to actually make a choice between civilians and, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to spoil it if you guys haven't played it. Play that game, by the way. But it wasn't a huge controversy to where they're demanding the game make changes, right? It was something that was looked at as brave and thoughtful, et cetera, et cetera. But nobody was striking to take the game down. This is what they're doing in this article. And you know what the funny thing is about this article is that I'm going to pull up something from Sophia Norwitz on Twitter. So Sophia Norwitz is, I believe, an excellent gaming journalist. She's done different exposés on a lot of the bullshit that's going on in the games journalist industry. But this one particularly was amazing because John Phipps, the author for this Call of Duty Modern Warfare article, who's trying to make changes to the game because of the white phosphorus, has posted all sorts of tweets that look just like this. Let's go through these. Apparently a few people are upset about this. Let me apologize. I should have thought before I tweeted. Only throw Hardee's milkshakes at racist, misogynist bigots. Disgusting trash for disgusting trash. Do not waste delicious Arby's or Sonic milkshakes. I'd be cool with throwing a milkshake at a racist dipshit. Okay, guys, violence is never the answer. Guys advocating throwing milkshakes on innocent people because they don't agree with their viewpoints, and whether they're racist or something completely misogynist, whether they think somebody's misogynist, is not okay to throw a milkshake at that individual, right? Humans have rights. We have laws to abide by, and you can't advocate that. Good morning, gay and trans men. Women are getting killed for who they are, so please forgive me if I don't give a f*** about you being terrified over getting a milkshake thrown at you. Another one. LMAO, if you think f***ing milkshakes are violence. Yes, they are. Guys, keep in mind, this is somebody who's talking about, in Call of Duty, about how this hurts people's feelings using white phosphorus, and he's talking like this, advocating throwing milkshakes on people that he disagrees with. This one is great. I'm really hoping Wolfenstein Youngblood includes a cheat that allows me to one-shot Nazis with milkshakes. At Bethesda, please. It's just ridiculous. It's like this is the guy who's defending his article, right, about video games depicting violence, yet he's advocating it on his own Twitter. It's just the double standards there are insane. And basically what it's coming down to is there's this politics. They're trying to shove this narrative into their games. And if they don't like it, they want it removed. If they don't disagree with it, they don't like it, and they score it negatively, right? A good example of that is, let's go to GameSpot's review Actually, we can do both of these. So GameSpot posted a review of Days Gone, right? And she scored it a 6. Now, I played through Days Gone all the way through. It's over 50 hours, right? I did I did every single thing you can do in that game and almost got the platinum. I'm not really an achievement hunter, but I got very close. Now, Kelly Plaggy, I don't know how I say her name, but I don't have it up here, but she did, it's right here. Let's just do this. So she wrote a GameSpot article, scored it a 6, right? Now, when I read through this article at first, I was like, I'd already played the game, and I was like, there's no way that she scored a 5. That's even worse. So I was like, there's no way that this game is a 5, okay? There's absolutely no way. It's way better than that. It was at least an 8 from me, a solid 8. It was great content. The character development was great. And going through this article, she was complaining that the characters were two-dimensional, right here. As a result, they're two-dimensional, right? She talked about the characters just being uninteresting. She made a lot of quotes like this one, his old lady, right? Just a lot of like taking offense to the way that Deacon talks about his woman. And she talked about the marriage where she says something like, I forgot the exact line, but she says something like, will you ride me as much as you ride your bike? And he says, hell yeah. It's like, dude, people talk like that, and it's fine, right? People have traditional values. I wouldn't even consider that a traditional value. They're flirting, right? What's wrong with that? So she took major offense to that, scored the game a 5. Come to find out, she was exposed because she not only posted this, right? Here's my favorite screenshot from the entire game. Obviously, she's trying to push a narrative, right? That's her favorite screenshot from the game. And then and a lot of other deleted tweets back that up. But she goes on to be exposed in saying that she only played a handful of hours of the game. She didn't even finish the game, guys, okay? She didn't even finish Days Gone before she posted this review saying that the characters were two-dimensional and scored it a 5, okay? So that's GameSpot. Now, here's another one for Days Gone, right? Now, I pulled up this article from boundingintocomments.com because they dove into it as well. So they call out IGN from Ryan McCaffrey from IGN and Jason Schreier from Kotaku for their reviews. So in Ryan McCaffrey's interview for a review for Days Gone, he talks about Days Gone makes some interesting choices that keep PlayStation engaging, blah, blah, blah. Now, here it is. Now, they have issues with apparently the color of his skin and the reason and the way that he looks, right? While I'll admit that I initially rolled my eyes at yet another gruff white male protagonist in a grim world. TM, right? TM's the smart-ass remark. In a grim world, especially one such as a gruff white male protagonist, a name such as protagonist name such as Deacon St. John. They got a problem with his name. I ended up getting far more invested than I initially expected. What's wrong with the color of his skin? What does it matter? If it was a gruff white female, I wouldn't care. If it was a gruff African American, wouldn't care, right? I would still play the game. I love Tomb Raider, right? Coltrane is my favorite from Gears of War. It literally does not matter. It doesn't affect the game at all, right? So that's the thing. I'm intrigued. So this is Jason Schreier's comment on his review for Days Gone. So that's the thing. I'm intrigued to see where the story is going, and the performances are really good. I like the main character a lot, even though he's a typical gruff AAA white dude biker. Now, here's the thing, right? This isn't a theory. This is proven. IGN, Kotaku, right? GameSpot, they're all owned by the same overall media company. It's the same one that owns Comcast. I don't remember the exact name. I can throw some research in here and throw it in the comments, but they're all owned by the same overarching media company, right? And you'll see a lot of these articles nowadays, these reviews for whether it's Days Gone, whether it's Call of Duty, whatever. They'll publish some of the same exact terms, right? Same exact terminology, same exact lines and wording, right, in their reviews, and they'll score it very similar. So look at Days Gone review for IGN. Days Gone. Oh, where is it? Okay, let's look it up here. So Days Gone, IGN Days Gone review. I'm pretty sure that they scored it a 6.5 out of 10, guys. Right? 6.5 out of 10, whereas the one for GameSpot was a 5. Okay? And they both have the same issues about it with the gruff white male protagonist, the macho-ness of him. Guys, this is a post-apocalyptic world. Of course he's gruff, right? The world is destroyed. Everyone he knows and cares about is dead. All his friends are dead. His wife is missing, right? So he's a little grumpy, okay? So this is why, guys, nowadays you can't trust legacy games journalism because it's been infiltrated by suits. It's been infiltrated by people who don't even play games. They don't even finish the games they review. And it's infiltrated by people who haven't been around the block and have played video games, guys. I've been playing video games for 26 years, right? I got my first Nintendo when I was 5 years old, right? It came out in '87. I got my first Nintendo when I had motor skills, right? At 4 or 5 years old, I think 1991 maybe. And I played that thing to death. I've owned every console, still own every console that has ever come out. I've played hundreds and thousands of hours of games, right? And I love video gaming. It's a passion for me, which is why I took to YouTube, because I said, fuck it, right? I'm not going to be doing this stuff anymore. And they're manipulating people into buying games that they want them to buy because they push some kind of narrative, not because it's a good video game, right? Look at this. This is sad. But that's it, guys, and that's what I wanted to go over with you guys today. This is why you can't trust legacy games journalism, right? So if you guys want some honest reviewers, right, here's a couple things to look out for, okay? Look out for who they're shilling for, right? Do they have early access to streams, right? Is it like Dr. Disrespect or Shroud? Do they get invited and wine and dine by Activision to all the Call of Duty exclusive Twitch stream events, right? Is it like the guys from NBA 2K trailer, the gambling trailer, where the influencer is getting all hyped because he's gambling and he's winning at the slot machine or craps table, right? Look for those kinds of things, and you'll know whether you can trust their opinion on the game or not, right? Other than that, look for honest reviews that break down the game like they used to. Gameplay, graphics, sound design, full verdict, right? Look for those in-depth reviews that are reviewing the game because it's a video game and not reviewing the game because it pushes some kind of narrative. So other than that, guys, I just wanted to go on that little rant, right? You guys know I'm prone to ranting pretty easily. And it's just something that I just got sick of looking at. Like, honestly, I'm just tired of looking at it. It just makes me sick. And it just sucks to see, a lot of these, game sites, review sites that I used to know and love, turning a cheek and going the other direction, right? So I'm going to do my best to make sure that Rich and I, Seventh Sword and I, provide you guys quality reviews. Our reviews may come out a week or two after the release date, guys, because we don't get CD keys or game keys for these and review keys, because these companies aren't going to trust us with their reviews, guys, right? There's an under-table dealing going on in the background with IGN, and it's not handing them money under the table, literally, right? What happens is, for these companies, is, let's say Activision, for example, wants an excellent review of Call of Duty. So IGN knows that if they don't score Call of Duty up high, they're going to lose access to those review keys, so they can publish the first review of Call of Duty, of Days Gone, whatever it is, right, that they're reviewing. And if they don't score it super high, they're not going to be provided those review keys, which means they don't get those extra juicy early clicks of people waiting on those reviews. So they don't get all that money, all that traffic, right? So you have to be careful of that. Now, me, I don't give a fuck. I don't take sponsorships, right? If I take a sponsorship, it's going to be for a product I like, and I'm not going to mess around with that stuff, okay? I've turned down a couple sponsorships from people already, and that we've gotten emails for, because I'm not interested in the product, and I'm not going to shill for something I don't like, right? I'm going to provide honest reviews on this channel. We're going to provide honest content, and we're not going to screw anybody over. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and then we'll see you guys on the next review, discussion video, podcast, whatever we do. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.